Good. Yep. It's 5 o'clock on May the 8th. I'm going to go ahead and hold the meeting with the item 2.0 is the approval of the agenda. So both in second, any discussion? In favor, say aye. That is approved. Item 2.0 is the review and the approval of the meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes? Moved by George, second by Mr. Newton. Any discussion? None, all those in favor say aye. Meeting minutes are approved. 4.0 is the approval of the claims, $290,614.89. Move approval. Move to approve by Mr. Monroe, seconded by. Sure. Any discussion on the claims? None, all those in favor of approval, say aye. Aye. Being no one here from public comment, we'll move on to 6.1, animal control.
So we had a busy month for animals. And one day I picked up 4 dogs. Yeah. So, intake for cats was 31. We had 15 that were transferred to rescue, 1 that was adopted, 7 that are adoptable, 7 on hold because they're too young or mama and babies. And then we did have 1 pass away because it was really sick. Dog intakes, we had 21 dogs, 12 were county strays, 9 were cities. 3 are still available for adoption, 16 were reclaimed, and 2 were transferred to rescue. Friends Forever took 2 of the city ones. So our current animal, we have 7 adoptable cats, 7 cats on hold, mom and babies, and then 2 young ones. 14 adoptable cats, and then we still have our 8 court case animals. I highlighted Jessica. She had court yesterday. The charges we have on her moved to 612. It's another pre-trial, so I don't think anything will be done. Hopefully, now it's on. She has a public defender that hopefully maybe the next court date we'll have a bench trial or something set up for her. The Cockers, it will be 2 years on Wednesday. For the Cockers. It is an appellate court, so we're kind of in limbo with that, but since Judge Hauser said she wasn't getting anybody back, I am starting the adoption process with them. So the ones that are in homes will start filling out the adoption paperwork and start getting the girls fixed. Most of the boys have been done. I'm taking 1 to Lena Brewery tomorrow. From 5 to 7, safari. I took him through obedience class recently. He's a star little boy. He's the youngest we have in our care, so I figured I'd start working with him since he's going to be highly adaptable over the older ones. Other things, Goldmine Road, I did remove the 6 cats and 1 dog. We're still trying to get more animals out of the house. And then on April 26th, which was a Saturday, the sheriff had me remove a dog from a property on 75 that was involved in a crime scene type thing. So here's what I have to go through at the animal hospital to get this dog in. So the dog had to be used use the snare. So I had Beth come with her fiance to meet me there because I have to make sure the dog can't get out of the cage while I put the snare back on. Somebody has to open the door to the hospital so I can get the dog in. Then I have to take him down the basement stairs and get him in the kennel safely. And it's very dangerous being on South Street to do all that. at least it was during the daylight. A lot of times it's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm phoning a friend, hey, can you meet me there to make sure if it goes wrong, somebody can call 911 for me? Man, that's just one incident that I've had. I mean, I've had to have a large dog in a crate that was aggressive, and I had to basically huff it down the stairs on my back in the crate. So we really need to work on the basement. Stairs bad. There's no other way. I mean, you can go all the way around, but that's still not, because then you're in the open. If they do get out, it's not fenced in until you get into the play yard. So just keep that in mind for later. The career college is on a 2 weeks break. Last week and this coming week we're off, and then we'll start back up next week. And they are gonna do one of our large dog neuters, and then we're gonna start in on the Packers again. Other things that aren't on here, the rear brakes of the van need to be done, and 4 new tires. That will be my things for next month. Be more than usual. You drive it. There we go.
New tires too?
I had to look when I just got 2 new ones, but I looked at it. They did an oil change today. I'm like, ooh, they're getting, yeah. I think we got really cheap ones. I think that's part of the problem. I'll look and see when the last time we got them. I think we did get 2. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I was hoping to get by with only, because they rotate them usually almost every oil change. So to try to keep them, so we can keep them longer. Getting. Otherwise, yeah, and if the money is coming in now, donations are kind of down. We haven't did hoping to get something done there to bring some donations. And online, a lot of money coming online in the office, a lot of money coming in check wise, or people coming actually here to the counter and getting tags. So that's been helpful. Places have been going out. Yeah, cleans were just fuel and yeah. Moving up in the right direction. Any other comments, concerns? Anything you want me to add? I was thinking about doing kind of like a call log for you guys so you can get an idea of when I'm called out type thing. It's like I said, the one Monday I picked up 4 dogs, 2 different locations, no, 3 different locations. I went from Rockford to Lena to, it was nuts that day. Is it spring fever? Did I not get this memo that it's go run the countryside today? Give me a heads up next time.
Wouldn't that be a lot better word for you?
It was just, at least those guys were all contained, so it worked out good. They could hold them until I got there. So it was kind of nice, but I basically wasn't in the office.
I meant include call log.
Oh, call log, not really, no. I'll just write down each call, and it wouldn't be that much. Yeah, if you guys are interested. Okay, we'll do that.
The 430 fund, 15,179. Size, it's random. 71. Any other questions? Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
Past month,
we've been finished now, pull up shoulders with the disc we have behind the tractor and the blade. Been doing a bunch of ditching and replacing driveway pipes on Cedarville Road, where they're redoing the road. Patching potholes, of course. Crack filled on Red Oak Road from Red Oak North to McConnell Road and a short section of Lamb Road that's not gonna get CIR. So. we'll see
They
what-
nailed that. They did, they did a lot of crack filling
Yeah,
there.
there was quite a bit there, and some of those were pretty healthy cracks, so. I think that, so they're coming Monday to do samples.
Are they?
Yeah, just so you know. We cleaned a ditch up on Walnut Street, up near Slumberland up there that was kind of plugged. We laid new shoulder stone on Cedarville Road. And sweeping intersections. One.
Questions? What is the project at Cedarville Road? It's a bridge.
Yeah, you talking about the full depth reclamation,
It's got closed 5 miles west of Cedarville.
yeah, Lansburg, it's closed there.
What are they working?
They're doing the surface right out. Yeah, they're doing the full depth reclamation. Adding oil today. Is it 2.5?
About 2.5, yeah.
Yeah, 2.5 miles. Goes from just west of Flansburgh to that, solar farm up near me. That whole section through there. So that'll be another nice stretch down there. That's pretty bad through there.
How long it will be closed?
Probably, well, they're gonna be done processing on Tuesday next week. And then it has to cure for 3 or 4 weeks. Now, drivable, they've done processing, so it's rolled, it's flat, they can drive it, it's no worse than the gravel road. Then we'll come along after the base is cured, we'll do a hot mix overlay, and then you put your shoulders down.
I think we're gonna leave it closed, though, correct?
Yeah, it'll stay
It's not
show,
striped or anything.
right, it'll stay show when close to through traffic.
I had a guy call me. Asked me when it was closed. I didn't, don't go that road anymore.
Oh,
And he had said, and I haven't looked, but he said there's a small orange triangle sign up on Cedarville that just says road closed 5 miles.
mhm.
Is there any way to put a barricade like you used to put up on the shoulder? Something just like, you know, it's like Cedarville? Yeah,
Just set one out along the street.
just something. that says something. Or- I haven't seen
Small
it.
one with that sign on it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't know how small it is.
It is, it's just a, it's
Yeah.
like
That's mine, a little
I
bit
think
than
that
that.
might be,
It is ours.
yeah.
I had to put it up because there was nothing up. So I had to put it up, then initially had to call me that he didn't see it, he got up there, huh?
Maybe it's the same guy. That's what he told me. He drove all the way down there and didn't even know.
Sing his blessing.
He was too angry.
Didn't get that far.
Well, I think that road's gonna be closed.
I don't know, I haven't heard that. He said he went all the way to Flansburgh before he found out it was closed. He turned around and came back, and that's when he thought it was more. But like I said, I haven't seen it, but
I don't know why they don't run down Flansburgh to down Flansburgh. Get around that too.
I don't disagree with you. I know when we were doing Cedarville Road before you had.
Yeah.
On the side of the road, something said it was closed. It wasn't impeding traffic by any
Yeah.
means.
We can put it up. We'll put it up next week. Cause you'll have, well, Monday be all right.
It doesn't bother me. I told him I'd look into it, that's all I said.
Yeah. Yeah.
GPS.
Well, there
I
was
mean,
a lilac bush kind of hanging out over the top of it too, so
If you
I
wanna throw it in the animal control van, I'll
I
send it.
reluctantly took a chainsaw and started hacking, and I was waiting for
How see you do that?
Some lady to come out on the corner there.
They see you in Cedarville doing any work, boy, you better be careful. Telling you to do the.
Well, I question it because it was off of the main drag, but it wasn't impeding a sign, so it's a safety issue.
That's what he's going with.
Never ends in Cedarville.
That's what I hear. I don't. It appears that the two gentlemen that work in Cedarville have plenty of extra time. They could grab a little cold patch and fill a pothole.
I'm not getting in the middle of it. I'm on really good terms with both of those guys,
I'll keep it that way, huh?
as much as we can.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it.
Anyone else have questions for Scott?
Yep.
Current budget and debt status.
Yep.
My report. And,
He got so excited.
you got the update in front of you. They started this week and the process of the base and the injected oil started today, do it tomorrow. And it should be weather permitting, be done Tuesday. The Gardner project went out to bid a couple weeks ago. Normally contract low bidder. We had three bidders. Low bid was $947,000. Second low bid was $981,000. Then we had another bidder a little further out there. Let me see. This coal flex recycling job will be starting on May 22nd. That will be Lamb Road from 26 east of Baileyville. Our Silco work, we've got notice to proceed on that. I've got a unit price agreement that came in today. So with that, that's going next month. Committee meeting for approval. We got two bridges, or two culverts. They're called bridges. M&M gonna get started there in late June. And the one on Tingle Road in Kent Township, they're gonna start either May 12th or May 19th. Mini weather stations. I was at the NACE conference. There's a vendor there that has weather stations. Good use of funds will help us to monitor weather in the county. They have cameras. They have road sensor. They have air sensor. They have predictability to show what the weather is like currently, what they expect the weather to be like in that location over the next 72 hours. So it will help us, help Scott mostly to know how to send people out. And we'll say Scott have to go out at 3 in the morning, check the roads up the wind slope. And then during the day, we can see that things are deteriorating on the northeast by Davis, and we can send guys out there to cover stuff. So I talked to Scott with EMA, and he's also interested in those. So my plan was to try to put something in the budget for next year. Work with EMA and maybe some joint funding for reasonably priced. It's $3,000 per year per unit. So I think it'd be good use of funding. The next thing we're looking at is putting up a radio tower in Connell Road. We got a price for 100-foot tower, 150-foot tower, 28,000, 48,000. But he said, well, that installation is extra. Well, yeah, that's the key part of it. The extent
Yeah,
of
well,
what
I asked for a quote. You would assume that they'd give me some sort of idea of the installation. 10,000, 20,000, something. He gives me a quote for the tower. I'm like, I'm not putting a tower in. I refuse to do that.
there are limits of things that I will do. Number one.
Yeah, I'll put up a 20-foot tower or 30-foot tower, but it goes to 100 or 150.
There's a tower in front of the church.
Okay.
They probably looking to get rid of it.
Okay, yeah.
Probably under.
Yeah, let me know. And I'm working with Scott on this also. He put on his agenda for his UCC meeting, later this month and, we're trying to do some joint use, with his department. There's people there that are much more knowledgeable about radio communications than I am that attend those UCC meetings. So, we're in the beginning stages of working it out. So, that's also planning on doing that in next year's budget. And that's my report.
Highway. Thank you. Item 8.0, new business.
Now.
Well, this is gonna be a quick meeting. All right.
All right, we're good. Move along.
Again, so just getting into construction season, so we're slowly getting invoices in for the aggregated stuff from township, a little bit from the county, but other than that, still pretty much on budget. Nothing's, I know it's only April, through April, but nothing's over budget or anywhere close to being over budget. Revenues are coming in, still working with FHW for the SS4A grant. Get reimbursed for that, for like our in-kind hours and just refund, reimbursed 80% of the 335,000. They'll come in over the months and stuff like that, so. Yeah. Pretty much it. Everything's looking all good right now.
Anybody have any questions for Brian? Okay.
He takes one meeting off.
And still work time off.
You're done. Oh, now the truth comes out.
Yeah. Animal control administrative assistant job description.
Everybody have a chance to read it a little bit? So it went through liability and I made the changes they wanted, so. Gave it a go.
My first question is, did we not have one before?
We did, but we changed it a little bit.
Changes?
They're gonna have more bookkeeping responsibilities and get it done. That's the main thing, sending out reminders and that, we have one. Pretty much, and they're basically taking over what Kelsey did, but we added that stuff on here because it wasn't on there, like Village Voices and the pet finder stuff, or not, the best friend stuff. Wasn't on here before, because that was something Kelsey actually. I think that's basically it, doing the invoices and stuff.
You know, that 117.
It looks a lot, but a lot of it covers, like, if I'm gone, they're covered. So they had to put that in there that you could be lifting over, lifting dogs and stuff like that, but it's mainly gonna be entering and sending out notes and answering the phones. It's just, if I'm gone, they have to be able to do my end. We haven't decided, I guess, when we start the interviews, we'll kind of play like what hours they're gonna work type thing. If there's somebody that's really good that needs Wednesday off, then we can play with the hours with them. As long as they're gonna be, I need somebody obviously Monday, Tuesday mornings, and Thursday afternoons, so we'll have to, whoever we hire will have to be able to be here those times, but somebody that needs, every other Friday off, we can work with them.
I had to come up, sorry. I had to come up with 17.5 hours.
Cause we bumped them down to part-time and that's what was budgeted.
I wouldn't guess.
Do you believe that budget is sufficient to handle this?
Yeah, we did it by the budget. And you gotta think, we haven't paid anybody January, February, March, April. Well, by the end of May, because I mean, we're not gonna get somebody right away, so we haven't paid an assistant for almost, 4 months so far.
Well, we need to adjust the column December. 2 hours more.
I don't, we'll have to see. I don't think so.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously their pay will go up because everybody gets their raises,
Should be.
but, yeah, yeah, right.
Right. So that might have been it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How are the records for date with that?
We're pretty good. I'm working on this week right now. So, yeah, we're entering as they come in. My mom has been tremendous help actually keeping us going. Especially when she comes in Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which help because I pick up on Tuesdays. So she can get it all ready for me to enter, so. She'll stay on. She likes her little time volunteer gig.
This is a small thing, I don't know if it matters or not, but a few times right here refers to you by name rather than title. Is that something just for paperwork reasons it should refer to the administrator or is that? Again, I don't know if it legitimately matters, but I know a lot of times it's even how to need to redo it. Well, yeah.
Right.
Even if it's just looking ahead.
Right. I can change it. Yeah, I can change it. Okay, so let's,
Yeah.
yeah, I can change anything that says my name too.
And start from there.
A lot on the second page.
Right.
See any, I can do a search and just put my name in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's mainly on the main page. Yeah, I can change that all to assistant or administrator.
Might approve with those being changed.
And seconded, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Administrative assistant. If I
Okay, the notice of funding opportunity that came out with for HSE funding, these are federal funds, federal safety funds. This is for 2027. So this will be for work to be done starting June of next year, into the year after that. I'm planning on ganging up on it and submitting 4 applications for safety funds. The first one is for guardrail improvements. We got the first one for $1 million, and that's what was left couple weeks ago. That was for, $1 million with the 10% match, $1.1 million. We submitted again for another $1 million for some more improvements. It got rejected. We submitted again for project-specific locations. It got rejected again. So I talked to IDOT, and finally got an answer back from them today, that we needed to limit the number of locations. When we did, the last one we did, we had 12 locations. They said that's still, systemic guardrail improvements, and they're objecting to that. But if we do 4 or 5 locations, then we can get funding for it. Chastain is looking at, a location where we had, fatality or Class A injuries, and then we'll look at some guardrails in that area and try to identify 4 or 5 locations that maybe we can be successfully get a guardrail. We're looking at that first one. I don't have a contract from them for the grant application. Talked to the engineer over there, and he expected to do something around $8,000 for that. The next one is, I don't know, do you want to do them all at one time, or do you want to separate them?
Let's make them the agenda one by one.
Okay.
So is there a motion to approve 8.1, the 8.2 moved by Mr. Newton, second by Mr. Iro. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Motion is approved.
A3, this is for an HSIP, application to improve the intersection of McConnell Road and Route 26. Scott and I met with Derek Townsend over Fairgrams. You know, Fairgrams has been on my do not like list, but they did the design of that intersection. They were working on the intersection before I even came here 6, 8, 9 years ago. So, they took the design all the way from development report. The plans are about, I would say, 80–90% done. So I could have another engineer take the plans, update them, and do it. To me, it's more, it's better for the county to have Fairground update the plans. So we met with them. I'm confident that the problem that we've had with Fairground, behind them, they will be diligent and make sure they don't make similar mistakes. So, I'm recommending we go ahead and have them submit the application, and once, if we get the funding, we'll try to get the intersection done. Intersection's gonna be about $1 million. I set up a meeting with IDOT, District 2 to see if they'll chip in some money for this. So, they have rejected on 2 other occasions trying to get funding before. So, but there's a new reasonably new regional engineer in there, and hope to try to entice them, see if they can throw some money into this. Because most of the problem is correcting their site distance to the north. Yeah.
So what are they gonna do to kind of deep father?
No, actually, it just barely meets design criteria. But what we're gonna do is put a left turn lane so that the through traffic is moved over some, and there will be a escape lane where turning from Burger Foods will have a lane to move, to pull into, as the through traffic goes over. So, that does address, that. Yeah. HSIP funding is 90/10. well, we'll have 10%. We have, about 22,000 in TARP funding, for the intersection. I'm hoping they're still available. We got that TARP funding a long time ago. Some of that expires. I did get TARP funding for when we did McConnell Road a couple years ago. Money is still there. So, as I get further into it, I'll check to see if that money is available, see what I can squeeze out of IDOT. But it'll be in FY 2027. So if we get awards will come out this in the fall, then I'll scramble to try to get some funding if we have our match.
If we get it.
It could go as early as July next year, or as late as September the following year. We'll have time to get.
Would I be part of that 10% back?
I would,
Overlook it.
yeah, I would say that, if the funding is for 90%, I'm sure we can get some of our 10% from the money.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Newton. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Motion is approved.
The grant application from Fair Branch is for 6,500. These came in this morning and one came in yesterday afternoon, so, that's why their application is not on the agenda because it didn't come in time, so it'll go on the full board on Tuesday. Let me see, the next one is our roundabout, Galena Road and Citadel Road. We tried the conventional intersection. It's saying that the view of that intersection is very acute. You can't, and IDOT won't let me put the intersection back in that angle. We tried moving the alignment around, but we're restricted by the railroad tracks to the west, the storage facility in the northwest corner, the solar farm, the northeast corner, and there's wetlands in the area. So, it makes sense to do a roundabout at that location. You lower the footprint of the intersection. Plus, HSIP loves because of the you don't have T-bone accidents, you have sidewalks. So, they love them for the safety factor. So, very well. Let's go after some HSIP funds to do that. So, that's a plan for this one.
Motion to approve. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Approved.
Okay, the next one is for construction and safety improvements that were identified in the S4A Safety Action Plan. There is a funding opportunity for the S4A plan, but you can also go after HSIP plan, going after funding on both opportunities and see which one we get if we do get them also. There was, I don't know, 10 or 12 locations that had some safety issues in them. 10 of the 12 are signage, curbs that are need to improve, stop signs that are being ignored. So you can enlarge the stop signs, put flashing beacons, put chevrons on the curves, stop ahead signs. There's a lot of different signs you can do to fix. My plan is to put a package together and we'll do it day labor. We just get the funding, put up signs. So, plan is that if we get the money, we'll be able to put the sign. So that's that's what I'm doing.
Motion to seek the grant funding for the SS4A safety plan. Mr. Newton. Mr. Jones, any discussion?
Besides the signage, what
The other two were, roadway departures. That's a whole different, ballgame. And it was on Baileyville Road and Cedarville Road. If you got roadway departures, what you do is you widen your shoulders out, maybe you put a rubber through the shoulders. But when you widen it out, is there enough room to get your improvement in before you get into the right of way? So it's a bigger, it's a bigger thing. What I want to do is both of those roadways were improved. So I want to look at the accident history after the improvement's been done, see if we reduce the accident because of the. If we don't reduce it, I will look through, somebody else will look. If, doing the safety improvements, which would be biting my shoulders, biting it, and right away, ditch work.
Any other questions? And all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Motion is approved. 8.6.
Okay, that is, for the lettings where we have for the Garfield project. Northern Contracting was a low bidder, 947,000. Engineer's estimate was 850,000. So it's over the engineer's estimate, but, the, grant was for $1 million, so it's a 10% match, but we had $1.1 million. Even though it's over the engineer's estimate, we still have plenty of funding to cover the cost. I recommend going ahead and approving the low bid.
Northern Contracting. Is there a motion to approve sheet 25? Moved by Mr. Newton, second by Mr. Ira. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Motion is approved. Here you go. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Federal funds.
Good morning. Not far away. Even see the cheap. There you go.
9.0 is comments from committee members. Anyone have anything that they keep it?
So listening to Kristen's report, I'm seeing a big yellow flag. Safety, potential safety issues there. I think we need to review that. Today and what we can do maybe. Down. Do that. Conversation we need to have. But that goes by my work background. Yellow flag, here we go. Do something. The answer.
Can we look into that for in the next 30 days and report back to the committee
Mhm.
next month?
The place we can drop them.
We're working on that. It's still in the works.
Things that.
The building's still in the works.
I have one thing on behalf of the entire county, Gail. Thank you for all of the grant work that you do. It's unbelievable how much work you do. So
We've been very fortunate.
it's easy to just say, I'll wait for the other. It's all our work. We thank you. Anybody else? I move to adjourn. Second, adjourn. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, everyone. Good to see everyone.
We only have money. Make money happy. My email box.